In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Illustrator to draw one of these cute monsters. First of all, go to File, New, and title it Cute Monster with your name. For a new document profile, choose Web, which will automatically make the size 800 by 600 pixels and will automatically make the color mode RGB. Click OK. Now we have a nice blank document. I'm going to go to File, Place, and place a copy of the cute monster into the document so that I can look at it while I am drawing. So navigate to the folder where I have saved cute monster number 1.jpg, select it, and then click Place. I'm going to click and drag with the selection tool to move this off to the side, then hold down Shift and use the corner anchor point to shrink it a little bit. And I'm going to draw my monster in this area right here. Let's go ahead and look at our colors. Right now I have a black stroke. I don't need a stroke, so I'm going to select None. I'm going to click to make the fill color come forward, and I'm going to open the swatches. There aren't many default colors to choose from, so I'm going to open this side menu, go to Open Swatch Library, Color Books, and choose True Match, which is a palette that I like particularly. Let's see. Why is it not showing? Oh, there we go. It was being weird there for a minute. Alright, so let's scroll down, and I think I'm going to make this monster kind of a purple color. So I'm going to use the ellipse tool, which is grouped together with all of the other shape tools. So you may have to click on the rectangle tool, hold it, and go down to the ellipse tool. Notice that the keyboard shortcut is L. If you simply click L, it will automatically change to the ellipse tool. So I'm going to click and drag to draw an oval to be the body. Now I'm going to hold down Shift and click and drag to make a circle. By holding down Shift, it constrains the tool so it doesn't make an oval, it actually makes a circle. So if I hover over the selection tool, you can see if I just click V on the keyboard, it will automatically change to the selection tool. So I'm going to click this and drag it approximately into the right area for the eyeball. Then I'm going to hold down Alt on the keyboard, drag off a copy, and place that onto the side. And use the arrow keys on the keyboard to make adjustments if necessary. So let's see, that looks all right. Now with the the selection tool, I'm going to click and drag to draw a box around all three objects. Then I'm going to go to Window and open the Pathfinder panel and click the first button, which is Unite. So I've united these three shapes into one shape. I'm actually going to move this a little bit closer over here so when I'm working on the eyeballs I can see both. I'm going to use the magnifying glass to draw a box around this area. A little bit too big, so Control minus. Alright, so now that I can see, I'm going to get the ellipse tool, hold down Shift and click and drag, then use the arrow keys to line this up approximately centered. That looks pretty good. So push V on the keyboard to switch back to the selection tool, click and drag to draw a box around the body and the eyeball, and this time we're going to click minus front. Now I need to draw this little iris part, so L on the keyboard switches to ellipse, hold down Shift, draw in that eyeball, use the arrow keys to center that where you need it. Now hold down Shift again and draw a little teeny tiny circle and this will be the little gleam in the eye. I'm using the arrow keys to move that around. Click V on the keyboard, hold down, or let's see here, I have to use the magnifying glass to make this a little bigger. V on the keyboard, draw a box around both of these, and then click minus front again. Okay, Control 0 to make that fit on the screen. I'm going to click off. Alright, looks okay. Now, I'm going to work on this eye. So, L on the keyboard to get the ellipse tool, hold down Shift, drag out your circle, use the arrow keys to center that. That looks alright. V on the keyboard to switch to the selection tool, draw a box around both, and we're going to do minus front. Ellipse tool, which is L, hold down Shift, click and drag to make the colored part of the iris. Use the arrow keys to center that. That looks pretty good. And now I'm going to use a magnifying glass so that I can see to make the little highlights in the eyeball. So ellipse tool is L, hold down Shift, and I'll make this circle, and hold down Shift and I'll make a smaller circle. Now hit V on the keyboard and click and drag carefully to select all three of those and click minus front. Alright, Control 0, and I'm going to click off to deselect. So far so good. Now let's make the mouth. So again with the ellipse tool, L. This time I'm going to change it to any random color, this yellow here, so I can see what I'm doing a little better. And I'm going to click and drag an oval on here to be the mouth. Use the arrow keys to center that-ish. Now I'm going to use the white arrow, which you can see the keyboard shortcut is A, and I'm going to click on this anchor, hold down Shift, and click on this anchor. So you can see this one and this one are blue, this one's white, and that one's white. So I know these two are selected and those two are not. Now with the arrow keys on the keyboard, I'm just going to hit up, 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 up to make the shape of that mouth. Now I'm going to click and hold on the pen tool and get the delete anchor point tool and click on this to delete it. There we go, almost finished. Now I'm going to get the selection tool and click on this bottom part here. I'm going to move it up a little bit, and it needs to be a little bit wider at the bottom, so I'm going to click the scale tool and then click, let's see, do I have to click this little handle? Click that little handle. Oh, I messed it up. Let's go back. Control Z to go back. So click on the little blue handle. There we go. So now it's making both sides of the mouth move at the same time. Alright, that looks okay. I'm going to click onto the white arrow, take this guy, move it a little bit longer. Not exactly the same mouth, but that's alright. Looks pretty similar. With, let's see, V on the keyboard, I'm going to select both and choose minus front. There we go, now we have the mouth cut out. Now I'm going to switch to, instead of the ellipse tool, the rounded rectangle tool to make the teeth. So I'm going to click and drag 4 teeth on here, and then I'll move them around. So V for the move tool, and I'm going to use the arrow keys. Hover the cursor on the outside until you get the bendy arrow. Now I'm going to move the other one. Bendy arrow. Move this one around, bendy arrow. And last one. And one little tooth at the bottom. Drag that on there. V for the selection tool. And there we go. So I'm going to draw a box to select them all, and I'm going to choose Unite again. So those teeth are all one piece with the rest of the body. Now the next part is probably the most difficult part, drawing the hands and the legs, simply because it's hard to get used to using the pen tool. So let's go ahead and get started. Hold down the pen tool and choose the first one. And I'm actually going to flip this so that I have no fill and the stroke is purple. So now I'm going to start here, click and drag down. Click and drag down. Before you let go, hold down Alt and swing that handle around. Now I'm going to go over here to make the tip of the toe. Click and drag down. Hold down Alt before you let go. Swing that around the corner. I'm going to click over here to make the heel. So click and drag. Hold down Alt, swing that around the corner. Up here at the top of the leg, click and drag. Hold down Alt, shorten that handle and swing it around, and then click the beginning point. So now I'm going to magnify this and make some adjustments with the direct selection tool. So let's see here. I'll click on these, and when the handles are revealed, I can maybe make it a little cuter, make this a little thinner, and I think that looks decent. So now I'm gonna switch. Let's see, do I have the whole thing selected? Let's get the black arrow. Oopsies. Select the whole foot and then switch that so it has a purple fill and no stroke. So right click on this object, go to transform, reflect, and we want, let's see, a preview. Yes, so that's what we want. 90 degrees vertical, and click copy. Now with the arrow key, move that guy over to the other side. I'm going to click Control 0 so I can see. I think the legs need to come in a little bit. So I'm just adjusting these. I'm going to hold down Shift, select both of them and move them down a little bit. Now I'm going to use the selection tool to draw a box around all of it and choose Unite. Now on to the hands. So let's see here. The hands are also tricky. Let's go ahead and magnify this. And the reason it's tricky is because the pen tool is hard to get used to. So select the pen tool, flip this again so that we, whoops, undo, Control Z. So deselect the monster, then get the pen tool. Now flip it. Okay. So to make the arm, I'm going to go ahead and click and drag down, click and drag up. Don't let go yet of the mouse. Hold down Alt. Make this go around the corner a little bit, like maybe a 90 degrees or a little bit more of an angle. Let go. Now right next to it, click and hold and drag. That's going to be a finger. Don't let go yet. Hold down Alt. Now let go. right over here, click and drag, hold down Alt, click and drag, hold down Alt, swing this handle up, and one more finger right here, hold down Alt. Now I'm going to make the other side of the arm. Click and drag, hold down Alt, shorten this, go around the corner, and click the beginning point. Alright, now the fingers look a little weird, so I'm going to get the direct selection tool and click on these little anchor points and manipulate them around until the hand looks a little better. And that looks pretty good right there. So now black arrow, select the whole thing, go ahead and flip this. So now we have no stroke and a purple fill. I'm going to push Control 0 on the keyboard. Yeah, that looks okay. So select the hand, right click, transform, reflect, and let's see, vertical 90%, copy. Use the arrow key, scoot this guy over to the side. There we go. Use the black arrow to draw a box around all of these. Oh, we don't want the green monster, so I'm going to hold down Shift and... Okay, I'm just going to try that again. So let's see here. There we go. And click Unite. So now there's my monster all... Whoopsies. Left my eyeballs. Unite. There's my monster all one piece. So now I can go try out different colors until I find a color that I like. And have fun with that. Alright, so now I'm going to use the snipping tool, go to New, and draw a box around this. And then I can click the copy button and I can paste this right into my portfolio. And before I close this, I'll go to File, Save, and save it to a safe place, preferably your W drive. And that's it for this video.